Arca Bulls family, hello, Arca Bulls family. Throw some A's in the chat, family. Throw some A's in the chat. Hello and Happy New Year to everybody. My goodness, we have made it all the way, and we are now living the second day of our 2023 year. My goodness. Throw some A's in the chat if you can hear me, you guys. What is up, everybody? Thank you so much for stopping by. I still don't know how to pronounce your name, T, homie. Is it gonna be the homie? I'm just gonna call you the homie, okay? If that's okay with you, I'm just gonna say the homie is requesting for THRD. Thank you so much, guys, for the donation. That's very nice of you. Leo, man, thank you so much, bro. You can't come through not saying what ticker you want me to evaluate, man. Please let me know what ticker you would like for me to look at for you, okay, dude? As I will absolutely take a look at it for you, okay? The homie says okay. Dr. 175, what's up, man? My power lifter up in the house. Don Hilbert, how you doing, man? I know that you're still very curious about the CEI ticker. I actually am. I am actually going to be making a thread of analysis on it as well. Okay, so for now we can actually put it on the list because I know you requested it very, very early in the stream, right? So I'm going to put it in my notes right here. Don Hilbert for CEI. All right, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Cold shower correspondent, what's up, man? What is good with you? Everything is actually very good here, man. I'm super excited to come back onto the live stream. I know it's been a couple days and stuff, but you know how the holidays can get in the way of a lot of things. Keith Munzer saying GTII and CRTD. We can actually put it down there on the list, my brother. I do hope that I have enough time to cover that as well. So Keith, what's up, buddy? Happy New Year to you. Happy to see you in the chat, man. I know that some people are in the East Coast and stuff, and I know it gets a little late, so I can't express to you guys how thankful I am for you making it to the live stream. So what was it? You said GTII and CRTD, right? Okay, very, very cool stuff. As I do know that both of those tickers are sort of in some type of weird way running in tandem, right? Not, I don't want to say in tandem because they do have, you know, they have their own respected resistances and supports and stuff, and they do bounce here and there, but more or less the upside is still continuing on them, right? J-Cab, what up, man? Dude, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you. A wave hello to you as well, my friend. Eric P. Powerlifter says MARA crypto mining company owns decent amount of Bitcoin and following along with it. Okay, down the road play. Powerlifter, I am looking at a few of those crypto mining companies. I think ticker symbol WULF is another one of those, which actually does have some upside too, if I remember correctly. I haven't actually seen haven't seen any of the price action as of late, but I know that it is presenting some pretty cool stuff, right? Is anybody looking at ticker symbol WULF? As I know it's actually a slower mover, right? But it's all good, man. Happy New Year to you, Mark. Thank you so much for stopping by. Like I need to pay attention to the chat a little bit, you guys. Cody Bauer, what's up, man? Asking for MULN. I'll go ahead and put it on the list just in case, right? Really appreciate you guys stopping by. So that's gonna be Cody Bauer asking for MULN, as I'm sure a lot of people will be very curious about that ticker as well, you guys. I did put out a video though. The video is very much relevant for the session coming up tomorrow. So thus far we do have THRD. Leo, you still haven't told me if you actually, I don't know if I missed you, bro, but did you say something about COSM, or I know that I may have missed. Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. So I see it now. I see it. So it's going to be THRD. Then for Leo, we're going to put COSM, as COSM should be, let's see, that should be second on the list, so we're still good. Followed by CEI for Don Hilbert. Keith wants to look at GTII, CRTD, and Cody with MULN. Very, very good things right here, man. So Cold Shower Correspondent says, Arca, in a nutshell, describe your trading style. Okay, so I'm very much part discretionary, mostly systematic. The reason why I say part discretionary is because I have a knack for looking for trend and looking for certain formations that may or may not pan out to the upside or to the downside, right? So I include the formations because it's an easier way to understand the price action, and if I apply mathematics to it, then that type of validation could work for that formation's succession or not, right? So if Edwin, real quick, I actually did upload a video on ATNF just now, okay, but just in case we can actually evaluate that as well. But no, yeah, going back to my trading style, it's mostly I don't like to do day trades too much, as I actually am considering it for the Crypstex group that we're actually making in the Discord, okay? So I will be doing some live trades there as well. So, but usually I'm a swing trader, part discretionary, mostly systematic. I hope that actually answers that question correctly. And if I haven't answered it correctly, please elaborate some more. All right, you guys. But yes, chat, I want to go ahead and say hello to my people here. Rocky Mountain Gogglers, we definitely have GTII on the list. Good vibes. What's up, man? Thank you so much for stopping, you guys. I really appreciate that. I know I forgot. Somebody said, what was it? Iceland? Was that you, CJ? Man, what time is it there? That is crazy. I hope that I'm not taking you away from your stuff too much, man. I really do appreciate you coming by. I actually used to trade BBBY, by the way, because CJ says anyone holding BBBY for January and the expected run-up caved in about 2,000. Oh my goodness, 2,000 shares. Afraid of missing out. I got you, man. Yeah, BBBY was actually a play that I was trading last year, a whole 3 days ago. No, it was actually in June last year. Or May, right around there. B coming in with a $10, man. Please let me know if there's anything I can cover for you. Happy New Year to you, my brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And Leo coming in hot in the new year, my bro. Thank you. Leo says, I appreciate it. I'm heavy on both COSM and MULN. Thanks for all you do for us. My brother, I couldn't be more thankful to you, actually. I am very lucky to have you guys in my presence, okay? So you guys are the real reason behind what I do. I just don't want anybody losing money, man. AMC, Ape did a lot of stuff to some people, and also this bear market and the pandemic, all that stuff that happened. It's literally encouraging gamblers to come in and try to flip their life savings and stuff. And I really don't like to hear about that, you guys. I literally have had 2 conversations with other people about these things today, and I have to be honest, you guys, I really don't like hearing people losing, and I would like to provide my knowledge, right, to help you guys as much as I could. Cold Shower correspondent saying your music in the background is lit, my bro. It's actually written by me. I actually am a producer myself, and I've been a musician for about 20 years now. So very cool for you to notice that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So Kim Vu saying, I'm taking a shot at Netflix this January. Any advice? I know there's a lot of people in the Discord also talking about Netflix. I have not looked at it just yet, but I'm sure it is moving along pretty nicely, right? Or is it down? Please let me know. Are you losing? What's going on with you? Andrew B, thanks for stopping by, man. What's up? I hope I answered your questions correctly on the DMs. He says, hello, Arca. You are the best. No, my friend, you are the best. Good vibes, saying love seeing you, Arca. And you know what? Actually, very much in accordance to what you're saying, I'm debating on revealing my true identity. I'm just kidding. I don't care. I don't care that you guys know who I am. I've been preserving my appearance, because what if you don't accept a 800-pound fat man, right? What if I'm an 800-pound fat man who has a voice of a girl, and in fact the voice that you're listening to right now is a voice changer? What if my voice isn't actually low? Dun dun dun. Man, you guys. Mark Roach saying, yes, the music is lit, my bro. I really appreciate you, man. It definitely takes some time for me to create that music, right? But yes, it is actually a product of a girl that I'm currently producing who has an incredible talent. The homie says stay private, Arca. I think I honestly, man, I'm leaning towards that. Or at least get Arca to 10K for identity reveal before I dunce you. Okay, you guys. Oh my goodness, Angel Light is coming through in the chat. What is up? Thank you so much for stopping by. We're just gonna wait just a little bit before we get started with the analysis, and just so that we can have enough people enter the chat. Donations are coming in, you guys. Thank you so much for every one of you for being this considerate. Okay, my moderators, Samantha, Hound, what's up, Big Cow, Mike. Oh, you guys, I love you so much, man. I couldn't be anywhere without them. You have no clue how much they help me. You guys, they are super diligent. They actually remind me of things that I am constantly forgetting, because I want to make sure that I stay on top of the game so that we can get our analysis done the correct way, right, you guys? Absolutely. Andrew B making sure to come through for the team, saying smash the like button. Please hit that like button, you guys. Hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay, you guys, I really appreciate you. Make sure to check out the videos that I actually uploaded just a few minutes ago. I ended up uploading let's see, ticker symbol mRNA, and I also loaded let's see, it was ticker symbol mRNA and ATNF, and that was particular to, I think, Andrew B's suggestion. Now, Joe H coming through with a donation. My brother, thank you so much. Joe H, what can I look into for you, man? RMED? All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and put that up right after Leo. Okay, so I want to make sure to get my people that are making those donations out of the way first. Okay, you guys, as they are being kind enough to do that. Okay, so let's go ahead and take over. Let's see, it's gonna be Joe H for what was it? RMED. Oh, I remember looking into that, Joe. Are you still in that play? Have you lost? Have you gained that money? What is the deal, my brother? Okay, so so far, you guys, so that everybody is in the same page, we are looking at ticker symbol THRD, COSM, RMED, CEI, GTII, CRTD, and MULN. Oh, you're longing this one, Joe H. That's very cool. That's very cool. Okay, so yeah, I definitely love it. Man, did a commercial come on? Because the views just dropped like crazy. My goodness. Oh, goodness gracious. That is so funny. Hedge Fund Killers coming through. What's up, man? I really appreciate that. You guys, make sure to hit that like button as you come in. You guys, I really appreciate that. But yes, we will be looking at a few tickers in the next couple minutes. Okay, you guys, just be patient. We'll get some more people up in the chat so that we can get this out of the way. One more thing. I do have to warn everybody, okay? Zephram coming in, protecting Arca. Be real time. Thank you so much for stopping by. So Straight Cash homie, what's up, man? Let's see, make us retire this year with your picks. Actually, Straight Cash, I am not making these picks. Everything that I'm reviewing is actually by request. So I haven't even started to show you guys how I pick my tickers, okay? Which is usually done through some advanced scans. But since I have an amazing Discord and full of incredible people, you have no idea how much information is actually present within that. Which, by the way, the link will be included, or is included, in the description below. Look it over here, ticker symbol from Cal, ticker symbol YOLO. I know you're trying to trick me once again. Don't you make the water come out of the Orca. You guys, thank you so much for stopping by once again. I really, really appreciate everybody here. Hedge Fund Killers, if I do have the time, I will make sure to check out that ticker symbol for you. Okay, so let's see. Hedge Fund Killers, the name. Oh my goodness. So we're looking at, what did you say? Ticker symbol FFIE. I know a lot of people are in that play, man. I even forgot what it did the last time. So, are you losing on it? Are you winning on it? What's up with FFIE? You guys, again, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. We're just waiting just a couple minutes before we get this analysis started so we can get some more people up in the chat. You guys, my donations, you guys, I make sure to take care of you guys first because you're so kind. I can't even express to you how thankful I am about that, you guys. It's definitely going to help the Arca household and also the little guy, James himself. Are you guys still here? Okay, this is what I was gonna warn you about. I'm sorry. I did have to mention this, and I did have to be very clear about this, you guys. There is like some crazy sandstorm, or I mean, it's like a tornado outside of my house right now, and I have to warn everybody that in case the power goes out, I'll try my best to come back on. But when I was filming ATNF, literally the video that I just uploaded about 3 minutes ago, I was filming ATNF, and as I was approaching the very last, the thing saying, well, you guys, with that said, I wish you well, I'll catch you at the bell. The thing just turned off. Everything literally just went off. Not even the backup power source actually left me the 5 minutes that it promised me. I will be getting my money back from somebody. Zephram, protect me. Anyway, so I just need to warn everybody that in case the sandstorm comes and hits the Arca household, we may lose power. But don't take it as a personal thing. I'll try to come back in, okay, you guys, and continue our analysis, okay? So, Cold Shower Correspondent, what are you saying, man? So you're saying, could you channel out some whale calls so we can attract whales to jump in our stocks? Well, Cold Shower Correspondent, that would actually be price manipulation, so I will never do that. Also, I don't even have the pull for that, man. I really, that's a... Is it really getting to that? There's no way that it can be getting to that. I don't think I have the pull to be able to guys, I don't think I can move price action like that, even with all of you. Like there's not that, I don't have that many people. And also, please keep in mind that my YouTube channel has only had what? I only uploaded my first video just over 2 months ago. So Luna's Life, I have arrived. What's up, y'all? What is up, man? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for stopping by. Man, listen, CJ, the power company now is shorting the Arca household. That is exactly what is happening right here, okay? So definitely don't have them short me. This is not a good thing, okay, you guys? So now the chat is looking pretty healthy. We are going to be looking into some ticker symbols. If you're new to the chat, we're going to go over the tickers right now, okay, you guys? But please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button, okay, so that we can get some more people here and share this knowledge, okay? So we're going to be looking over ticker symbols THRD, COSM, RMED, CEI, GTII, CRTD. We have MULN in the list. We have FFIE. Things are looking good, you guys. So, man, Mark Roach, you are a breath of fresh air. Joe H, what are you saying over there, man? Mr. Options guy isn't here. He must tap with those donos in the previous team. No. I was actually speaking to Options, I think earlier, regarding ticker symbol mRNA, which was actually one of his requests. And by the way, Joe H, if you are curious in that ticker symbol mRNA, I did load that video just, I don't know, about 10 minutes ago now. It's cool, man. Mark Roach says, love your channel, Arca. Man, I love you, buddy. Thank you so much for stopping by. Matt, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Brian Ace, what's up, man? I appreciate you for stopping by, my brother. I can't even tell you how much. Look at the chat. It's already approaching about 100 people. This is great news, you guys. So we're going to be covering lots of cool tickers tonight. If you do have some tickers that you would like for me to check out, I will absolutely put them on the list, and we'll try to continue them, and we'll try to finish them if we do have the time. Mark Roach, he's saying, can you check KPRX for a breath of fresh air if we do have that time? Of course, I will try to get to that as well, you guys. So Mark Roach asking for, what was that ticker again? Let me go back to it. The chat is coming in a little hot. I am not able to see. Let's see, let me revert back a little bit. Okay, KPRX, right? So speak to me about that ticker, my bro. Are you losing? Are you winning? Who is shorting you? Who are you longing? Why are we making this money? Colin Chromie, what's up, man? No, you're the man. Thank you for stopping by. Sebastian Lim coming through from Singapore. You guys, I want to know, now that we have over 100 people in the chat, I want to know what city you're coming from. Let me give a shout out to your cities. Give me your country, your city, your state, wherever you're coming from. Let it be known in the chat where you're coming from, so that we can make this this 2023 year blast off in the right way. You guys, where are you coming from? Let me know. Denver, Colorado coming in from Rocky Mountain Gobblers, man. Very cool. San Diego and Hollywood. Wait, did you say Hollywood, Florida? What? Dr. 175 with Bronx, New York. We have Palm Desert calling. We have Boston, Massachusetts with B. Kansas City. Very cool, Miss May. All right, CJ saying south of Ireland. Honolulu, Hawaii. You guys, Long Island, New York. This is very cool to see, you guys. There's a lot of influence here. Western Massachusetts. We have Fresno, California. Let's rock it. Cold shower. I was actually watching Monsters vs. Aliens yesterday, where the guy said, "Guess where we're gonna go? Not Paris." He said, "No." She said, "What?" He said, "Fresno." Oh my goodness. We have Ohio. We have Mars from Joe H. Mars. Joe H. I didn't even know they had Time Warner out there, man. Spectrum. Southern Indiana, Santa Barbara, Atlanta. What? Let me hear that. ATL. What's up, Lil All Natural? Or Lila. I'm sorry, I get your name wrong all the time. Michael, are you serious? You're coming from Wuhan, China? I love the symbols actually made. So the Wuhan symbols, very cool stuff. We have San Francisco up in the house. We have Easter Island. Very cool. Is that from what is Easter Island? My bro. We have some Canada, North Alabama, San Antonio, Texas, Dana Point, California, baby. Brennan, what? Dana Point is bougie, baby. Ooh. I have a couple friends out there in Dana Point. Also have a couple friends in Newport as well. Okay, so somebody said LOL Wuhan, China. The homie, don't be mean over here. Angel Eyes, Western Massachusetts. I definitely have some friends up in Boston, Mass. I have some Southies up there. Okay, so and also do have friends at Boston, Mass. General as well. So Southern California coming in. My goodness, Leonard, Wisconsin, Connecticut. You guys are all over the place. Is that for real? AG, you coming from Croatia? What time is it there, man? Look at this. Lim, you got Raymond Young coming from Singapore. My goodness. Wyoming, you guys, what? Is that really for real? New York? You guys are staying up to watch Arca? Come on, you guys got to get some sleep. Oh my goodness, Dumbo, Brooklyn. We have New York again, Northern California. My goodness, you guys, very cool. I am so excited to be broadcasting to you guys, I guess. So Don Hilbert saying Salem, is that New York or where are you? Man, that's very cool, you guys. I really appreciate it. So it looks like the chat has come in pretty nicely. So let's go ahead and now start diving into our serious faces. We got to start putting in our poker faces so that we can get this seriousness up in the road. Okay, so you know what? Hey, Tim, you're the first one to name Oregon. Okay, so I actually have not seen Oregon just yet. I did see in Iceland though. Very cool. Guys, who is right now in the 4 a.m. area? Who is at 3 a.m. right now watching Arca being irresponsibly responsible? AG, Arca expanding. Yes, I guess I am. Very, very interesting thing to see that we are expanding like that. So we're gonna be loading that first ticker now so that we can get some stuff out of the way. Banger, you better fire up your generator, Arca. Yeah. Man, to be very honest, I'm telling you, Banger, I have a backup power source in the studio, and that power source actually didn't even it didn't even work. My entire thing just turned off because of this crazy storm right outside. So I'm hoping that it doesn't happen here, but like I said, you guys, if you're new to the chat, please just bear with me. I'll come right back on if this thing happens to just fall out of the sky, okay? So I'll try to come back as soon as I could because I don't want to just ignore everybody, right, you guys? So just know that I'm not trying to escape and just out of nowhere, I'm out, donations and everything and... No. I would never do that. Mac, what's up, my bro? Good to see you in here, man. I will certainly try to actually have everybody make some money. Gunner 413 Western Massachusetts coming in hot with the coffee. All right, so let's see. We're gonna load the first. Ticker in for the homie. It's gonna be THRD. Okay, so I actually don't think I have any load for that. So let's see. THRD. What is the deal? Yeah, I don't have a load, so we're just going to go ahead and make a new chart. It's okay. No problem. Hedge Fund Killer saying that I am Mr. International. I guess I am. So, Matt, you're saying West Hampton here. That's very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Now, Rocky Mountain Gobblers, you are asking Arca, where is he? So, I am in Los Angeles, California. So, actually, I am particularly in West Palmdale. Okay, so it's still within the Los Angeles County. I'm about, let's see, about 49 minutes to 53 minutes from downtown LA, and about a good 40-minute drive to Hollywood. So I have a pretty nice area. It's kind of like a service area, you know what I mean? We have a LAPD gentleman living right behind us. We have a fireman living just 2 down the streets from me. We have some paramedics living about 3 doors down. Very cool stuff. Yeah. It is high desert, but it's very much at the border of Los Angeles and Palmdale. So I'm in literally right. It's still in Los Angeles, right? But in West Palmdale, just to be very clear, because the east side of Palmdale is a little tough. If I don't want to be mean. Okay. So So Don Hilbert saying Salem, Oregon. Very cool. All right, Zephram, where are you at, man? Saying I've played poker at the Bike and Commerce. Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah. But yeah, you guys, that's where I'm coming from. And it's super windy outside. Like I said, if I lose it, don't worry. I will try to come back as fast as I could. Brennan, I will try to add it, my bro, but I'm not sure that I'm going to have all that time to be able to catch that one. But Brennan is asking for ticker symbol TSLA, Tesla. So I will put it on the list just in case. And I'll also try to move along through the tickers as fast as I could too. So like I said, you guys, now chat, go ahead and keep on talking, do your thing, talk amongst each other, but I'm going to go ahead and start covering the ticker symbols for today. So that's going to be THRD for the homie. Okay, so NASDAQ, very cool deal. So we're going to man, are you in this as an IPO? When did this even launch? Let's take a look. Oh, my bro. So you let me just look at here. So I must warn you. I must warn you that I am not the best. Samantha, hello, my mod. Very good to see you here. I'm not the best at like. I mean, I'm not sorry. I'm not the best. I'm talking about everybody. When you have limited information like this, you have to stick to the lower term time frames. Okay, which means that you have lesser and lesser trading activity. But it looks like it's been trading for a while. What is this? 2000. Why wasn't that information shown to me? Interesting. So it has been trading in for a while. Okay. All right. So THRD, why did it lose all that money right here? What's this gnarly gap down right here? Is that, please don't tell me that you're trapped up there at the $44 region, because I will dunce you. All right. We don't ever do that. For real, Mark, are you in Palmdale? I'm probably going to hear you. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is crazy. This chart is insane. I hope there's good news in these, you guys, because we're gonna see what THRD has to offer right now. Okay, so yeah, let me just go ahead and open up the daily chart. As you know, that I typically like to look at that daily. Look, this is what I'm talking about. This is the information that we have down here, and this is where we were trading the entire time. We were looking at a gap down from literally 1841 to $5.33. That is that is an insane gap. Was that it doesn't even show that it's split or a reverse split or anything, or not even bad earnings, or what happened. Josh, you're saying it's junk. It probably isn't, man. But let's go ahead and see, because sometimes where the junk lies, an opportunity may arise from it. Okay, so now that we know that the daily chart actually is not giving us too much other than just like 6 candles, let's go ahead and open up the 8-hour chart to see if we can get more of a bias. Okay, so it's already looking like some type of triangle, but let's go smaller, even smaller, and take a look here, because no. You never know. What if we do have that opportunity? I mean, you guys, I can see why the interest is coming in though. Look at this hourly candle. Okay. We have a massive uprise right here. And I'm talking about a lift from, let's see, 410 to about 431. Okay, so I'm just going to be able to give you short-term time frame analysis. I literally can't suggest anything else other than that because of the lack of information. So let's go ahead and continue with that. Okay, so the hourly chart is suggesting a continuation to the upside with momentum. Okay, so RSI would be the momentum indicator for this particular instance. Please notice that you do have the 14-day simple moving average below the RSI signal, which is the purple line. Very, very bullish. Another thing that you should notice is the position. Always remember, you guys, the position of which your RSI signal is in is incredibly important for the continuation of your price action. Okay, so right here, RSI signal is literally at the deep areas of this bull weakness percentile. Okay, so as long as we are in this deep area, we can see a continuation to the upside. Okay, so it's like gravity. Okay, we'll get pulled right into that next zone. So it's still looking like it has an aggressive upside. Okay, so now let's see what Crypstex has to say about this. Okay, so now let's go ahead and load up the ARC-Series indicators, and particularly we're going to be looking at the DBSI indicator. So if you're not familiar with the DBSI indicator, it is a statistical type of indicator that takes a metric of every single candle printed throughout the entire trading history of the asset's particular time frame, in this case the hourly chart. Okay, so it does have buy and sell signals as well. We have a buy signal right down here on December 30th, of course, and you can see that the value of every single candle printed is presented to us as a strength value, which is literally bulls versus bears. You can see bulls are 93%, bears are 7% on the hourly. So we are suggesting immediate short-term upside for THRD. So this is looking very good. Okay, so now let's refer back to our RSI and load up the 30-minute. 30-minute is also very much in the bull strength percentile. It is smack in the middle of it and with an aggressive upside suggestion. Okay, this is likely to continue to the upside in the immediate short term. Okay, please don't FOMO into this just yet. Okay, so let's look at the 4-hour time frame and see what it has to offer. Right, so in this case we have let's see. Wow, that's a very flat signal, and it's flat is because I'm telling you that whatever happened here with this huge gap down, man, I hope somebody was shorting this because they probably made a life-changing move in that area. All right, so the 4-hour time frame is suggesting a slight upside, but because of this capitulation, it actually kind of diminished the outlook that the RSI can give us. Okay, so let's go slightly smaller. Let's look at the bi-hourly. All right, so the bi-hourly is suggesting a continuation to the upside. It's right in the border of the bear strength percentile and the oversold percentile. Okay, so usually, like I always say, you guys remember this, like I always say, all right, when we're in this border, okay, when we're in any of the borders from any of those percentiles on momentum or RSI, the likelihood of jumping into the next or the following zone is great. Okay, so in this case, we can see a continuation into the bear strength percentile. We do have the 14-day moving average below us. Very, very good things here. Okay, you guys, we can continue this upside, and please know, actually, you know what? I'm gonna give you. Since the bi-hourly is the largest one we have here, I think honestly I'm gonna be able to give you some targets. Okay, so let me just pull up the SMAs and we'll finish this up for THRD really fast. Okay, you guys. So the 10-day moving average, the 10-day simple moving average is serving as a form of support, which is very good. Okay, so now we're gonna take a fib. Okay, from literally the price. This candle is very bullish too. It literally hasn't returned anything from which it has gained. So this is still looking very, very good. Okay, hold on. Now we're going to take that fib retracement from the current bi-hourly print, and I'm going to give you a few upside suggestions here. Okay, so if I'm being entirely discretionary here, remember, I'm not backtesting this. I'm not putting the mathematical probabilities and variance within this like I usually do for the plays that I actually post up as long videos in YouTube, not the live streams, of course. But in this case, we're going to be able to see a resistance touch, and we'll match it to these candles as well. Okay, so this is how we're going to be able to see it. We have some immediate short-term resistance almost right away. So that's going to be located between the 1 spot 618 and the 1 spot 272, located between $4.35 and $4.40. Likely we can go up to this and face some rejection, test our current highs, and continue on. The next area of interest that I'd like for you to evaluate is actually going to be at the highs of this candle here, and it's in line with the 2 spot 272 at 449 and the 2 spot 618 at 454. Okay, so that's my second target for you. If we do face an impulsive movement like this candle here, we can likely see a touch of the 3 spot 272 and the 3 spot 618 at $4.67. Okay, the bulls are definitely in control right now. Please know that this can actually get shorted to the ground very easily. It is not that expensive. I know that it's $4.31 right now, but just, I mean, let's look at the market capitalization. Let's see what this thing is sitting at. Okay, so market cap is sitting at about 168 million. So it looks like it's actually kind of a slow mover too. So be patient with this. I do see some upside happening in the immediate short term. Okay, so these are the targets that I'm looking for a long position. Okay, so I'm talking about a day trade here. I am definitely not talking about holding for days. So if you're able to make this happen, I probably would trade it to around these areas. Know that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as a type of entertainment. Okay, you guys. So know that I can't actually suggest for you to buy or sell any assets. I need you to do your own DD and everything will be just fine, you guys. All right, so yeah, this is looking pretty good for THRD. Good call on this one, the homie. I really appreciate you bringing this up to the community. Okay, so let's go ahead and move along to the next TO, which ticker. Oh my goodness. Stick Vicious and Sebastian Lim coming in hot. Stick Vicious says, happy 2023 Arca, and to all the peeps here tonight. I'm just here to say hi and enjoy tonight from the middle of nowhere, Iowa, my friend. Though I may hit you up for some more analysis videos on COSM and MULN by midweeks. Please do so. Stick Vicious, my vicious friend himself. I'm also happy that you did add me on Twitter. And you reached out to me on the DMs on Discord, man. I'm really happy you did that. I always try to reply to as many people as I can, but just know, you guys, that if I haven't replied to you just yet, it's because I'm getting buried in messages and in comments and stuff. So if I haven't replied, please don't hesitate to send another message, okay? As it's just gonna serve as another reminder for me to remember to literally reply to you, okay? So please don't take it personally. It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's just because there's a lot of traffic and there's a lot of comments and messages being directed towards me, literally from emails. I'm talking Discord messages, YouTube comments, messages. Discord. There's always somebody saying something in the Discord. Okay, so know for a fact, guys, that I do not mean to ignore you ever. Okay, I'm just and I promise I'll make sure to try to get back to you as soon as I can. Just remember to keep on commenting or sending me messages in case I do miss them. Okay, you guys, if you are new to the chat, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Okay, and we're going to continue our analysis here. So this is a very good short-term play here, you guys. This is what I was telling you. We just have to make sure not to judge a book by its cover. There may be some short-term opportunities with these types of things. So this is literally what we can call just literally a daily mover. Okay. Taking that quick little sip of water right here so that we can continue the analysis. It's going to go to COSM. So this is going to be particularly for Leo. Leo, my bro, please tell me that you're still there. And we are going to check this out. Okay, so COSM, we already have the loads ready. And man, look at this. It's so beautiful, you guys. So again, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate the donations, you guys. You guys are so awesome. So Sebastian Lim saying FNGR and WULF. Okay, so let me go ahead and push that in there as well. We'll put it right after Joe H. Please remember, guys, that I'm trying to take into consideration the people that are donating so that I can clear their requests, as they are so kind for doing so. So Sebastian Lim coming from Singapore saying that he wants ticker symbol finger and wolf. So let's see. Who's in FNGR? Are you guys losing? Do you guys need a dunce cap? What is happening? And Wolf, yeah, Wolf. That's the one that I was looking at the last time. I think that's a Bitcoin mining company doing. It's actually looking pretty good, by the way. Anyway, okay, so let's go ahead and continue with COSM analysis here, okay? So it's going to be for Leo. So let's start off the immediate short term with the Crypstex indicators. So this one in particular is the DBSI. We're going to touch on it again. We have had a printed signal on, let's see, that's December 28th. And I'm sorry, no. The fresh signal is printed on December 30th, and we're still continuing on to the upside, okay? So very important thing to notice within the ARC armor indicator in particular, we're going to go ahead and just block the visibility of DBSI and look at armor as it's starting to print some green waves right in the exponential moving averages. Okay, so this is looking pretty good in the immediate short term for COSM. So let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we have. Okay, so now I'm remembering what I did cover for COSM in the last video that I posted, which by the way is still relevant to the price action that we're going to be looking at tomorrow. Okay, so COSM was something that I printed out this weekend. Okay, so I did mention that we had a relevant support in the event to where we do fail, you know, my long-awaited 434 to 476 zone. Okay, so we have this secondary support just in case. No, don't panic. Okay, so 386 to 402 at the one spot 618 could be the next area. Okay, but we are still looking bullish. The thing is that we're stuck sideways trading here in just grinding price action, literally right, all the way to the right, printing this. This is terrible. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we have next. Okay, but I imagine that there is a good catalyst coming in for COSM. I'm not saying this because of any particular reason. I'm saying this because people have been or talking about it, or PR is coming in. If you know what's already coming in for COSM, please type it in and let me know what's actually happening here. Okay, so Micah saying, hell yeah, California gang, I'm out in Orange County, the OC itself, man. Okay, so yes. So we're going to touch on the statistics here, okay? We're at critical volatility, and we have now, just like I mentioned in the video, we actually now have printed our first critical bar, which is what we were looking for. And now particular to momentum, okay, this is an indicator that I've tested. I've back tested in several tickers, and I have gained about a 75 to 91% accuracy in guessing the asset's direction. So you can see that we've actually started drawing this implied path back right up here in December 28th, and we are following that implied path pretty good thus far. Okay, so the kinks are coming in. We are now starting to face this corrective move. Don't think that this is the bottom just yet, okay, because there is the potential to where we can actually correct another kink like this, and it's still downside, right, until we make these kinks happen, similar to this implied path. Okay, so that's an important thing that we do need to consider, okay? And the fact that we're still within critical volatility right up here, we're literally just within the 90 percentile. So this is usually great news. The moment that we start contracting towards the downside, so we're right now at 100% expansion, okay? So as soon as we start that contraction phase towards the downside, more than likely momentum is going to start correcting towards the upside, and then price action can actually start making its move. Okay, if I'm looking at this, I've said this several times, if I'm looking at this, many more pros are looking at it just like me. Okay, volatility is something that is very common within the trade, and you should consider looking at volatility while making your decisions. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. Hit that like button if you're new to the chat. Make sure to get that like button and subscribe to the channel so that we can get more people up in this live chat. Okay, you guys, so now let's move on to the next chart for COSM, as it's going to be the last part of the analysis. I haven't actually prepared this for the live session just yet, but let's look at the immediate short-term time frame. We're looking at some slightly bullish, mostly sideways trading in the immediate short term. That's 30-minute. Okay, so now let's look at the buy hourly, literally suggesting that sideways price action. Even still, COSM is very likely to continue sideways in the immediate short-term time frame. I'm talking about maybe mid-session, early in the mid-session. So sideways trading in the 6 hour, and we also have sideways trading on the daily. Okay, so if we're gonna try to gain some type of actual bias, oh man, look at this. So 2-week chart, the bi-weekly chart is suggesting a downside, but we do have that support from the 14-day moving average right down below, which could actually serve as a form of support before a continuation onto the upside. Okay, so this is again, just like I said in the video, you guys, the only thing that's bullish about this is the volatility versus momentum profile that I've been looking at for now some days. COSM is likely to see a 100.378% move to the upside only upon what I'm talking about here. Okay, so I'm talking about the correction of momentum. We need to make sure that this starts getting pivoted towards the upside. And, you know, either we continue printing these critical bars at on volatility, or we start that contraction phase. So there's a few variables that can suggest the upside within volatility. Okay, so either we maintain at 90 percentile, we maintain creating new bars. These bars are daily reads, by the way, since we're on the daily chart. Okay, or we start that contraction phase along with the expansion of momentum, which is the reason we would actually see the upside. Okay, so this now would be more of a statistical metric and a technical move. Okay, it wouldn't be so much as a catalyst-based move, but most of the time when I come up with these metrics, a catalyst is usually in line that follows through with the upside. Okay, so know those things. Know those things. That's how I trade, you guys. I don't look at. I have plenty of people actually in the Discord who look at fundamental metrics that are very, very useful, right? But in my case, I don't look at that. I actually model the type of movement that an asset can make. I use mathematical models like institutions do, like market makers do. Okay, so if we want to fight fire with fire, right? So then we kind of would have to replicate what the institutions do in general. If you're new to the chat, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to hit that like button, you guys, so that we can get some more people in the chat. This is amazing, you guys. This is actually already about 133 people in the chat. Congratulations, Arca, man. Thank you for stopping by, everybody. Paban coming through with a nice donation. I really appreciate you, my brother. So now, Brennan, it looks like we're going to be pushing Tesla up. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put you after Sebastian Lim. Okay, so Paban, thank you so much for that donation. I really appreciate you. And you want to look at Tesla, right? I know that you like that play, and it is a very safe play, and it has momentous upside. And I do remember looking at the metrics for TSLA, and we'll get to that. Cal-L, dab on them. You guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, hit that like button, okay, you guys? So now let's move on to the next chart. I hope, well, actually, before we do that last move, let me just go ahead and finish off with COSM. When we do make this upside move, you hear that sound? Did you guys hear that beep? That's my power source taking over. That's what I meant. Did you guys hear that beep? It literally just went off. That's the power source taking over from when power goes out. Man, it actually went away though. So when that power goes away, when that tone goes away, that means that the power is reinstated and we can continue. You did hear it, right? Okay, so yeah, that's what I mean. So just know that just know, guys, there's like this crazy windstorm or sandstorm outside, and I'll make sure to come back in the chat. Just know that I'm not gonna leave you guys hanging. If I do lose power, I'm gonna come right back in, okay? But everything's cool so far. There's no red signals anymore. So let's continue on with COSM. If we do make that upside, just let's imply that we did make that upside trajectory starting on, for example, on January 6th, right? So I imagine that we would be still in this sideways area on January 6th, so we can only imply that we can take a metric of 100%, so 100.372% from our current position, okay, to the upside. So this would likely spark some interest into the asset, okay, as it would take us from $4.54 to about $9.44, okay? That's very estimated. So now know that target will likely change based on the position position from when momentum actually starts making that upside pivot, and or volatility maintains this critical read, or the contraction phase to the downside. Okay, so as soon as we start getting one of those variables, then we can then apply that 100% move to the upside, of which I can actually correct down a little bit. I realized that I went a little bit above, so it would actually be a corrected target of about $9.13 from the current position of about $4.54. Remember, please remember that the signal is not fired. Okay, the signal is literally at the brink of being fired. Okay, so we're almost there. This is literally what happened with GTII. Very, very similarly to what happened with GTII. I was telling, even Angel Eyes can actually attest to this. She was asking me questions as we were moving in the price action. So I said, no, not yet. And then it looks like we're starting to make that upside. We got some green candles, and then the firing of the signal happened, and then a 200+% move to the upside thus far. Okay, so yes, I'm looking at COSM trading sideways for the immediate short term, possibly for the next week even. Okay, so unless we do have a catalyst, and I'm talking about a fundamental catalyst that would launch the price action towards the upside, that is the only way that my sideways thesis would be invalidated. Okay. And if we do get a catalyst that can actually suggest downside, that would be another way that my upside thesis can be invalidated. Okay, but everything is still pointing towards the upside for COSM in the medium term. Okay, so please know that we're going to be slightly bearish, slightly bullish, mostly sideways for the incoming sessions. Okay, so I hope I was able to answer those questions correctly for Leo COSM. Joe H, what you looking at, man? So you are looking at ticker symbol, what was it? RMED. We looked at that ticker the other day. Sorensen. Sorensen, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that donation, my friend. I really appreciate that, my friend. Please, is there anything you can't just come in here and say thanks, nice job, man. What can I do for you, my brother? What are you looking at? Is there something that piques your interest? A ticker, even if it's crypto. I trade it all. Okay, but that's very nice of you. That's very kind of you. I can't express to you how thankful I am towards you. Thank you so much. So please, yeah, if you let Angel Eyes pick whatever. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make Angel Eyes take that pick. Okay, so that $100 donation is actually being catered by you now, Angel Eyes. So thank you so much, Sorensen, for that donation. I really, really appreciate that. Angel Eyes, let me know. So he knows mine. It's it's in the list actually, and we're gonna go ahead and make sure to push that list up now. A little earlier, so that's actually going to be right after Pabon with TSLA. So we're going to look at, let's see, ticker symbol GTII for Angel Eyes as well. Okay, so let me go ahead and make an adjustment here to my notes. Sorry. Okay, so we do have okay, I mean, things are looking pretty good. Keith Munster, I'm gonna go ahead and now cover just CRTD for you, my friend. So it's gonna be separate times though. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Joe H, and that's gonna be for ticker symbol RMED. Let's see what we have. Okay, so I remember I did have a load for RMED as well, and I remember that I asked you, Joe, to make sure to be very careful with this ticker because there were a few things of interest here, and particularly to what I said could be a bull trap, right? Or I forgot which one it was, but let's look at the analysis that we have loaded. Okay, so before I continue talking, so RMED, right? And I know now that you longed it, which is very cool. Let's see. WV, thanks for stopping by, man. Really appreciate you here. Okay, so I do have a statistical metric for this. Hold on just a sec. Oh, whoa. RMED is looking bullish as all craziness here, man. So, I remember that's what we were looking at. Okay, so let's go ahead and start off with the statistical side of the analysis for RMED in this particular case here. So I have taken a back test of volatility versus momentum. Okay, so this back test actually consists of, let's see, the 12-hour time frame, and I have actually ran that back test by hand. Okay, so now we we are looking at a massive upside here, and the signal is fired, and the signal is still in that process. Okay, so out of a total 16 iterations throughout the entire trading history of RMED in the 12-hour chart, we're looking at 14 of the iterations where momentum versus volatility have guessed the upside correctly. That gives us an averaged, I'm sorry, that's actually an upside accuracy, and I'm not sure why I'm doing this as a downside right now, but let's take a look. Hold on just a sec, you guys. I'm getting a little confused here. Why do we have an upside and a downside? Let me load up the RSI and just make sure that we do have that, because I guess I ran a back test. Do you know? Oh, you were looking for a short position, Joe H. I think I was looking for the downside for you, bro, so that we can gauge an entry for when it would be good to short this. I'm sorry. I cover like 20 tickers a day, man. Guys, let me open up this window. It's getting ridiculously hot in the studio, and I apologize if you're going to be able to hear the storm right outside. Okay, let me just open up this window real quick and take a quick sip. Little water, man. Water. And we're back in the chat. Literally losing 10 viewers. It's totally okay. I know this can actually present some loss of viewers, but we still got a massive amount of viewers in the chat. Okay, so yes, Joe H, I was looking for that downside for you in this particular case. So we are now reverting towards the upside. If I'm going to tell you something, man, this is looking so bullish. Okay, and you did long it, right? Tell me the truth right now, my bro. Did you long this? And what target are you in on? So I'm going to go ahead and give you some upside targets to look out for, as there could potentially be some resistance soon. Okay. I want to make sure that we can protect those longs, right? Because you're usually a short bias trader, right? In my case, I'm actually both. I can perform towards the upside or towards the downside. So we're gonna look at the immediate short-term time frame. We're gonna do the 30-minute, bi-hourly, 6-hour, and also the 12-hour. So I think there are some bullish drives there as well. Oh, my goodness, Stick Vicious coming through hot. What? You said hey. Wait. Let me see what that hey is like. It would actually be like hey, but like yelling. I was just here to say hi too. Stick Vicious. What do you mean? You've already said hi many moons ago. Thank you for the donation, my bro. Please let me know if there's anything I can cover for you. Man, guys. Are you hearing that? Are you hearing that tremendous sound? Dude, it's just getting scared over here, man. I'm getting scared that everything's going to turn off on me. Jeez. Stick Vicious, no, man. I love you, dude. Thank you so much for being so kind. Look at this, guys. I'm literally going to FOMO into RMED. Not a financial advisor. I will dunce you if you do that. All right, so let's go ahead and now take a look at this immediate short-term pullback. It's literally going to be for a tiny pullback before a support at that 14-day moving average before a continuation onto the upside. Okay, so in this case, if we are considering a short-term pullback, because look at this bi-hourly, okay? The bi-hourly is suggesting just moon. The 6-hour is suggesting the sun, and also the daily is suggesting the galaxy here, man. So this is looking upside for many days. Okay, so now actually before I confirm that many days, let me look at the bi-daily, 3-day, and also the 5-day. Wow, I remember talking about this too, man. It is going to be a multi-day high. And potentially into the following week even. Okay, so but the 30-minute short-term time frame is suggesting a small pullback, and the 15-minute is not. Wow, interesting. If we do get that pullback, here's entry. Okay, let's look. Oh, right. That's what we were talking about. We were talking about potentially finding the support down here before a continuation to the upside. Okay. Uh, my next area of interest for you, since we have already converted the 100-day moving average as a form of support. Very good. Yeah, I mentioned to you, Joe H, that the take profit for me would have been 557 on the last day of trading. So it went up to about 589. So not bad, man. The call was actually pretty good. I actually never paid attention to see how far my guys. When you ask me to look at a ticker here, it's so discretionary that I actually don't even care what happens the next day. Okay, so apparently I've been right, you know. But know that I would like to run back tests on this, okay? So, yeah, it was a very good target that we did call, and it did move very, very much shy to the 3.618. Now, we would now face resistance. Man, it's hard for me to tell you this, my bro, but the resistance range would actually be between the 4.618 and the 4.236, okay? So, let me give that to you right here in a box, okay? So that you can... refer back to this video if you do find that the interest. Okay, so the resistance zone that I'm looking at would be $6.84. Man, oh, you guys, it didn't turn off. All right, we're good. We're still. Can you guys hear the wind? By the way, can you guys hear that? No, right? It's a little too soft. It's so windy outside. This storm is nuts. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that I may lose power, but I'll come right back. Okay, 4.236, 684, and 727. Okay, so that's my area of resistance for you. Okay, if there is gonna be a short-term pullback or a little type of resistance, it would likely happen like this, okay? Just know that this is very discretionary. It would likely happen to the low of the candles. I'll show you what candles I'm referring to you. It's literally all the way to the left of my cursor. We can see a small pump, literally just shy of the 4.236. We can revert to the support range of our current highs, or the 3.618 at 614, before continuing our ascent to the 4.618. And this can potentially happen within about a day. Okay, so RMED could be a very nice long, and I'm talking about short-term long position here. Okay, so I wouldn't consider holding too long. I would trade the ranges, because this is almost just upside for days. Okay, if you do want to hold on to this as a long-term play, I'm talking about swing play, not long-term. Let me just correct that. Okay, if you're talking about a swing play, all right, you can hold this to the point to where we break 727, and then we can revert back to making the 4.618 a form of support before continuing on to the upside. The upper targets are actually going to be right up here at the broadening descending wedge, okay, the implied target for it. Please remember that I've mentioned to you guys, upon breakout of these broadening descending wedges, the playbook states that we can actually take profit at the genesis of the formation itself, okay? So that would be at about $9.57, which is likely to happen within the next, I would say, few days of trading, okay? Give it a week. But with impulsive price movement, because it looks like these candles are this structure is great. This is a continuation pattern, okay, in candle analysis. So this upside is definitely continuing. Please watch your short positions too. If you're able to just scalp this throughout the days, you'll make a lot of money on that as well. Okay, Joe H, very good ticker for you to look at, my bro. I remember that I gave you mad props on this, and I will give you props on it yet again. All right, so let's go ahead and continue on the analysis. We're going to look at Sebastian Lim's request. It is going to be for ticker symbol FNGR. Where are you, Sebastian Lim? I know you're in Singapore, but are you losing? Don't tell me you're losing, my bro. I don't want to hear it. Are you long this? Are you short this? Oh, yeah, that's right. So ticker symbol FNGR is something that I've been looking at, particularly with supply and demand zones. Okay, so let's load up a couple other of these just so that we can make sure to give you a good bias. Okay. Angel Eye saying my bottom is 15. What you talking about? $15 for the previous ticker that I was looking at, not FNGR? Let's see, a three-day channel breakout we have here. Let's load this thing up and see what it's got for us. Oh my goodness, this is I hope we don't actually retrace to this level, because that would be terrible. That would be no good. So let's pull up momentum as well, so that we can gauge a good bias for the next session, as this looks I don't want to say bearish, but it looks a little questionable. I just want to make sure that I can suggest accordingly. Okay, so first of all, you guys know how I feel about these candles literally at the downtrend. Okay, usually this hammer candle, I know we're on a daily. I would give it credit on a daily, actually, but it's not significant enough. I would have loved for this wick to actually come down to about here and then make that recovery to the upside. Okay, so if it were like, substantial, then I would tell you, you know what, this is probably the low and we could continue on to the upside. But please pay very close attention to what's happening here, as there is a potential of bearish divergences forming in the short term. I'm going to go ahead and actually not draw the drives of bearish divergence. Why? Because it's too cluttered and saturated at this point. But we do have, if I'm going to just eyeball them for you, I can see, let's see. Yep, we have one drive from this point here. That's one drive of hidden bearish divergence. We have, let's see. We have a second drive here. Yeah, we have several drives of bearish divergence forming in the daily time frame, which is usually something that you should give some credit to. Okay, if you're looking at divergent drives on a higher term time frame, which is usually what we want to see, and we also want to see it within the body of the 30% to 70% RSI. Usually, this area here gives you a pretty good bias into understanding the downside. Okay, so this, in case you're curious as to what divergences are, here it is. I can also just tell you that a divergence is the opposition of price action versus momentum, and in this case, momentum being represented by the RSI, and that's relative strength index. Okay, so now new viewers, new listeners, the pink line is the 14-day simple moving average. The purple line is the RSI signal itself. Okay, so please notice that the daily time frame is suggesting an aggressive downside, and it has made a bearish cross below the moving average. Okay, so this is suggesting a continuation to the downside no matter which way we are looking at it. Okay, we're also going to touch on the immediate short-term time frame to make sure that there isn't a bounce to where we can likely see maybe a recovery, take some risk off of the table in case we're long and the price action is going against us. Okay, so in this case, please do notice that the daily time frame is what I'm going to give most credit to. All right, another thing that we should notice is the diagram. Okay, so in the particular position in which we're in, these four zones. Hound, my brother, I'm heavy in GTII. I'm sorry for interrupting the analysis. I just wanted to recognize my dude right here. And he's a moderator too. Guys, say what's up, Hound. We love you, my bro. All right, so yes, these four zones, please make sure to focus in on them, as I will talk about them very often, okay? So in this particular area, you can see that we're well in the grips of the bear strength percentile. This is absolutely suggesting downside. Okay, so as long as we do maintain ourselves with a downside pivot in this strength percentile, the downside is very likely. Okay, so now let's open up the multi-pane and see what we have for FNGR, and we'll go ahead and finish off this analysis and start the next ticker. Okay, so let's open up the buy daily. We'll have the 30-minute time frame. We'll have the 6-hour time frame. Just like always, you guys, you can start your own strategies by kind of taking into consideration what I'm doing, and then you can apply it into your style as you progress, right? So now the immediate short-term time frame is suggesting a massive upside, okay, which is very curious. Now the bi-hourly is suggesting a continuation to the upside. However, we do have the 14-day moving average as a form of resistance above us, okay, and we're also at that junction between the bear strength percentile and the bear weakness percentile. So in this case, there may be the potential to where we can actually see some resistance at that 14-day, followed by a continuation to the downside. Honestly, I'm not actually favoring that because of the pivot being so significant. It is suggesting a pretty aggressive upside, but it's based only around the immediate short term. So this is giving me the feeling that we're going to be facing an upside very momentarily and likely finishing that upside tomorrow, faced by a continuation to the downside. Mr. Zer coming in from Sweden. Hello, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you doing that. Okay, so now the 6 hour term is suggesting, now please look at the pivot in comparison to the pivot from the bi-hourly and the 30-minute. Okay, you can see that this is a steep pivot. We have a lesser pivot and then a lesser pivot, and then look at the daily, suggesting a downside. Okay, so you can see the weakness. You can literally see it curve. Okay, and picture that curve as if it were a time frame throughout the day. Okay, so 30-minute time frame in the immediate, like early morning sessions, possibly pre-market sessions, whatever it may be, and you could see it curving down, and you can see the strength being loose and loose towards the end of the day, potentially the following day. That's usually how I look at my RSIs, in case you guys want to know how I look at those things. Okay, so now let's just validate the downside continuation after maybe 2 days of trading, and you can actually see the downside continuation suggestion by the bi-daily chart and the 3-daily. Let's see what it has. The 3-day is suggesting downside as well, aggressive downside on the moving average, and the 5-day is suggesting downside continuation as well. Okay, so yes, I'm going to stick to my guns and tell you that there is going to be an immediate short-term upside, and that upside is likely to face, I'm going to give you those targets now. Okay, so and another thing, we can't actually see. For those of you on the phones, I apologize. Let me make the text a little bit bigger for you to take a look at. Okay, so here, I made these numbers a little bigger for you. So if we're looking at an upside continuation, let me actually open up the daily and give you a suggestion for that, as we do have several targets of interest here. So let's take a fib from the swing high of the day to the swing low. Okay, and that'll give us an implied target. First of all, you can actually see that we do have some confluence between the one. Usually I give you this target because things tend to happen right around here, near the golden mean, which is the 1.618. So you can see that the 10-day simple moving average is right in between the 1.272 and the 1.618 at about $3.26. That gap is 311 to 326. My second area of interest for you would be the 2.272 and the 2.618, as there is direct confluence with the 100-day simple moving average. So let's just adjust that a little higher to be $3.54 to $3.80. Okay, that's going to be probably my best case scenario for you. And honestly, this would probably be the section to where we do realize some downside from. Okay, I don't see this as likely. I'm putting it there because there is a possibility, but I see this area being touched on tomorrow in the immediate short term, followed by a continuation to the downside for multi-days. Okay, so now that you know that I'm looking at a very short-lived upside, manage your risk. Okay, if you need to remove some risk from the table, make sure to do that. Okay, because you can actually also, if you have more than 100 shares of FNGR, there's you can play the options. You can actually sell options in this case. Okay, and hedge against your losing position. So now, I mean, just know that very little people actually exercise their options, which is when you actually want to remove the 100 shares in the contract. Okay, so very little people actually do that. Usually people play the intrinsic value game, okay, or the extrinsic. So anyway, let's go ahead and now move on to the next ticker. Okay, so I can't give you the downside just yet, as there is like a free fall here. Okay, so if I was gonna just guess it for you, I mean wing it, I would say that if we do fail the the not 236 at about $2.67, which could be let's see, with a minimum 4-hour candle below $2.66, we can face a capitulation event, and that capitulation could lead to about, I say $2.30 to about $2.09 starting. Okay, that continuation to the downside may actually lead to the retest of our newly converted resistance into support. So this can likely be weeks ahead, and that downside target could potentially be around the 90-cent zone. Okay, so very careful with FNGR. Okay, so now let's go ahead and open up ticker symbol WULF and move on. Right after WULF, we're going to be looking at Tesla, and then GTII for Angel Eyes and Sorisen. Thank you so much, by the way, you guys, for the donations. That's very kind of you. If you are new to the chat, please make sure to hit that like button, you guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as we actually could get some more people up in the chat. So yes, let's go ahead and move on to ticker symbol WULF, and then we're going to be looking at ticker symbol Tesla and GTII. Okay, things are looking good. Things are looking good. So let's close out these charts right here and continue on our analysis. Chat, I know that I'm not paying the most attention into you, but trust me when I say that I am here and I am saying hello to you, and I am definitely looking at you. Okay, so all right. So now that we have everything pretty much closed, let's just go ahead and open up that new chart. So that's going to be ticker symbol WULF. I already have some loads on it too, so this is very good. Okay, so WULF. Okay, so yeah, I definitely have a bunch of tests on this, as I was very curious as to what WULF is doing regarding the capitulation that Bitcoin is facing. But honestly, Bitcoin may actually face an upside very soon, and that upside may be a pretty significant upside, to be very honest. Okay, Cal L, dab on them. Let's go. All right, so yes, this is the loading zone that we were talking about several times. Let me remove some of these fib levels here, as it's getting a bit saturated. In the last live, we actually talked about the potential of using this area as a demand zone before continuing on to the upside. And we have used it. Now, oh, wow. So it did happen. Nice. This is what I mean. I never care to look afterward, but I did say that we were likely to face a 73 cent rejection. Okay, so we did face that rejection just like we were looking for. Okay, so the upside may actually be continuous now, and we may actually continue. But hold on. Let's make sure to validate. Okay, never just FOMO into your positions. Okay, very good thing here on the daily time frame for ticker symbol WULF is that we do have an upside suggestion, and we have made a bullish cross above that 14-day moving average, which can only suggest a continuation to the upside. Very, very good stuff. So now let me see what else I have for WULF, because I think I can give you a deeper edge. Okay, so let's see. There was, okay, you know what? Yeah, let's load up the Crypstex indicators and get a bias from them. So look at this. What I tell you, man, so many of these stupid cups and handles, they never. And here's another one. My goodness. Don't trust it. I'm telling you guys that this doesn't have a good hit rate. Okay, only when it's particular to a certain target, then maybe we can consider it. Okay, but that's another thing you should check into. Okay, if you're looking at the buy hourly, test how many times a cup and handle actually realized to the upside versus not. That'll give you a serious variable for you to consider in your following trades. Okay, so in this case, the ARC enhanced MACD is. I need to show you guys a few things, okay? As I know that there's a few new Crypstex holders in the chat, okay? Please focus in on this. When we start, these are the Bollinger Bands, by the way. This blue shadow here, or the cloud. When we start to contract, you see how tight it gets right between this area here? That usually signals a potential upside or downside particular to the position. Okay, so in this case, you can actually see that we faced what's called a mean reversion from all the way up here. We crossed the mean, we came all the way back down, and now it contracted, and then the long signal printed, and we went up to the upside. Okay, now I want to actually touch on this because we are contracting again. So there's a contraction here, and there is a bull signal printed. Okay, so which is very much in line to what we were talking about for the long in the immediate short term, and I'm talking about particular to this. Okay, so I know that it's the daily or whatever, but I said that the upside is likely from here, and the RSI suggesting that. The enhanced MACD is also suggesting the possibility of that as well. And please notice that DBSI also printed a buy signal very aggressively here on, let's see, December 30th. So that buy signal came in at 64 cents, and it still hasn't, even though it did lose some of it, it still has not printed a sell signal. And notice that we are right at the support of the 13-day exponential moving average, which is usually how DBSI is able to tell us whether that upside or downside is likely. Okay, so please notice that we are at 95% bulls versus 5% bears. Another reason why this can face some continuation to the upside. Very good stuff for WULF in this particular area. Okay, so the upside is still being suggested. You know what? Let's go ahead and now block out the enhanced MACD and load up some momentum and see if that upside continuation is valid also. Okay, so immediate short-term time frame pullback. We're on the bi-hourly, but let's go ahead and look at the 30-minute and just see how far we can pull back. Okay, so very interesting here is that the 30-minute DBSI is giving us a sell signal, and that was fired off at about 67 cents on the 30th of December. So we must consider this and momentum as a continuation to the downside. If we were able to imply a target, I can actually tell you based on these iterations here from these candles that that's our next area of interest. Okay, so that would be at about 63.90, about 64 cents. Okay, so if you do have some longs in this position, if you are in profit, consider taking some of that profit, waiting for that better entry. Okay, so that out. So let's see, 30 minutes suggesting downside, hourly downside, bi-hourly downside. Let's see the 4 hour, some downside as well. So this downside actually may last for into the mid session to the late session tomorrow. Let's just take a look at the 8 hour and see what we got. 8 hours, still some downside, but please notice that the 14-day moving average is being used as a form of support before continuing onto the upside. So this is very good. Another thing that we must notice, and I keep reminding you, and I will always remind you because this is important, okay? The positioning of your RSI signal. Okay, we are in the shallow areas of the bear weakness percentile, which again, if you know what I'm going to say, I know you can always repeat it, that gravitational pull is very likely. Okay, so the fact that we have the RSI below us and we have that pull zone, yes, we can actually make that to the upside. Okay, so make that move to the upside. I'm sorry. So definitely not looking over like too bearish. Look at this, the 12 hour suggesting that upside. Yeah, this can last for, the downside can last maybe for a session, maybe to the end of the session tomorrow, and followed by a recovery either in the beginning of the next day or at the end of the day tomorrow. But we do have a multi-day suggestion of more bullish than bearish. Okay, so it seems like WULF is a little pensive about something, and there may be some fundamental catalysts that are coming in. Okay, so that's usually how I tend to look at things when there's a flat suggestion considering the upper time frames. Okay, like the 3-day, giving us an upside suggestion, very good, but it's not so aggressive. We have an upside suggestion here too as well, but we're in the bear strength percentile. When we have that little bit of a neutral bias, I can suggest that maybe the asset is a little pensive, and we're waiting for some type of catalyst or fundamental news or something, right? So yeah, in this case, be very careful. I am looking at some upside potentially at the end of the day tomorrow, or the following day. Okay, so I hope that this was able to be answered for you correctly, Sebastian Lim. All right, so that upside suggestion, please consider that 67 cent zone that I'm sorry, I'll give you that upside. Actually, you know what, just so we can be clear, I'll give you the upside so that you know. Take a Fibonacci ratio, okay, from the swing high of the day to the swing low of the day, and start to notice your golden mean. Okay, so this is particularly to the daily chart. Okay, your golden mean and resistance level could be, it's not always this. Okay, you guys, it just so happens that every ticker that you recommend, it literally has this same suggestion. Okay, so the 1.272 77 cents to the 1.618 at 81 cents. That's going to be a very likely area to face some resistance. And I'm going to give you a second one. Okay, if I mean, the 1.618 is going to be a strong area of resistance, okay? And we may actually come short of it before continuing to the downside. But in the event to where we do succeed the 1.618, it won't be for long, and we'll continue to the downside by, let's see, by possibly the 5th day, okay? Because tomorrow we're going to continue in the early session. We're going to continue to the downside, okay? Likely to load at about 62 cents before we can make that upside by the end of the day tomorrow into Wednesday early session. We can see the 1.618 being tested. But if we do succeed 1.618, here's the secondary target, okay, which I don't see as likely. It's going to be the 2.272, 88 cents. Right about 89 cents, and the 2.618 at about 92.94. Now, let's just make sure that we do have. I'm actually looking for Confluence, and yeah, we do have the 50-day simple moving average located right at the 2.618. That makes it a little more likely, but it doesn't make it a guarantee. Okay, so I hope I did answer those questions correctly for you, my friend. Sebastian Lim, always coming through. Thank you so much. So now, before we look at GTII, we're going to be looking at Pabon Tesla. Okay, so TSLA I know has been making a massive move to the upside, and one of which we actually did see before it did come in. Okay. So when we're when we're looking at mega caps like TSLA, like Apple, we are able to see potential broader market movement through those tickers as well. Okay, because if, for example, say that Apple just lost like on it, they faced an earnings beat, right? So if that happens, then more than likely in a bear market, the price action is going to continue to the downside. Okay, if it capitulates hard, it'll pressure the overall markets down. And by pressuring the overall market, like the indices, like the SPY and the NDX and all that stuff, as soon as they get pressured down, they will then pressure everything else down. Okay, out of fear. So this creates a huge psychological movement. So you must keep that in mind when we're looking at mega caps and when we're looking at broader market activity. Okay, as it will likely reflect into the tech area if you're looking at the NASDAQ, right? So yeah, let's go ahead and now load up the next ticker symbol. So that would be Tesla. Now we do, luckily enough, we have a bunch of loads of Tesla. So let's see. And I think I'll just load up the newer ones, the ones that we've been looking at on the lives. Okay, so Tesla is suggesting a continuation to the upside, but we are facing rejection here at the 13-day simple moving average, and that is particularly to the DBSI, suggesting an 83% bear. Okay, and Enhanced MACD is suggesting upside. Here's the confusing part. DBSI suggested a buy zone right at the opening of this candle at about 117. We're sitting at 123. So now let's look at the potentials of this though, because we need to look at a broader time frame. So a higher term time frame could likely be the answer for our suggestions. Okay. Another thing that you guys should keep in mind, guys, is when you're looking at the daily, the bi-daily, 3-day, 5-day, consider opening up a 21-day exponential moving average to see how far we are from resistance in that area. Okay. So in this case, I will change the read into a 21 period for EMA2. Okay, so in this case now the EMA is located right here at 146.55. This is actually a trick that I will be showing for the Crypstex holders in the private channels. Okay, so I haven't mentioned this before, but I want to start giving away some of these little tricks that I will be diving deeper into, right? So in the Academy, in the ARC Academy channel in the Discord, and also the Crypstex holders channels as well. Okay, so let's make sure to validate our upside, okay? Because this is it's a very dangerous move. What's happening here with Tesla? It's still in shock. We do have a lot of buy pressure coming in, but notice that the last iteration of volume is actually losing just a little bit. Okay, that doesn't mean that it's not going to continue to the upside. It just means that we have to look at it and consider it. DBSI suggesting a buy signal very aggressively here on the last day of trading, and it suggested it right at about 120. Okay, so good stuff here. But let's load up now momentum. I want to look at the RSI and see what could be in store. The daily RSI is now at the very junction between the bear strength percentile and the oversold percentile. Okay, usually when we're in this junction, the move to the upside is likely, okay? But know for a fact that our pivot is not as strong, so the upside may be a little slower, okay? So now this is actually starting to make me feel like Tesla and the mega caps are going to be waiting for what the Fed has to say. Okay, so as they will be affected by whatever happens within the rate hikes. Okay, so 8-hour time frame suggesting not as aggressive again, but still upside. Okay, a very good thing that we're noticing right within this position of the RSI signal is that we're very much in the shallow areas of the bear strength percentile, suggesting a continuation to the upside into bear weakness. Okay, this is still looking good. Moving averages below us, we can likely look at a form of support later on. Okay, this is looking good. Now let's look at the 4-hour. Okay, so the 4-hour looks a little bit corrective here. The thing is that we do have that moving average below us. Another position in that shallow area of the bear weakness percentile, which usually means we get that gravitational pull here, regardless of it being slightly to the downside. Okay, so let's go ahead and now look at the immediate short term. So the immediate short term is very much in accordance to what we were talking about sideways. It's not so aggressive. It's facing barely to the upside at the junction between bull weakness and bull strength. This can likely lead to a move to the upside, but please notice that the RSI 14-day moving average is suggesting a slight downside as well. We can't give this too much credit, and this is likely to live out pretty fast. Okay, please notice too that the candles are fat, and they're losing and losing. You see how they're getting really, really thin? That means that there's something in line. That means that there's something that the asset is thinking about, or the sentiment within the asset, okay? We have to pay attention to how the structure is happening. Another thing that we should notice is that there's a decrease in volume, okay? Please notice this, okay? We are literally looking at regression here in volume, which usually signals a type of triangle, okay? So if we're looking at it in the hourly time frame, I don't want to say it, but it almost looks like we're building some type of bear flag here. Okay, so I don't want to be overly bearish on this, but I just want to make sure that we do cover those areas. Okay, so it looks like we could be doing some type of movement like that, which is why the asset is being really pensive. This is also another reason or another indication that we may actually get bad news from the Fed coming up, and this can capitulate, literally facing that downside to about 106.63 over the next week or two. Okay, so know these signals, know what we're looking at here. Okay, we have to keep every single detail in mind. I'm curious about the buy daily actually for Tesla. Let's take a look at the buy daily. Buy daily is suggesting some upside, but again with that weak pivot. The good thing is that we are at the junction between the oversold and the bear strength percentile. Okay, we do have the 14-day moving average as resistance, which can indicate a rejection and continuation to the downside. Another little tiny hint. Okay, so again, with the 3-day time frame suggesting upside, but limited upside, okay? And it looks like we have been using that 14-day moving average as a form of resistance and a guide to the way down. Another hint that we may actually get some bad news. Okay, so yeah, so that's about what I'm looking at for TSLA. If we're gonna face that upside move, and I'm talking about an upside move based on literally the hourly time frame. Oh man. I can't even suggest that it's going to be that high for now, because we're at that resistance zone of this triangle if we are following that triangle, right? So if we are going to wick up, it may actually be to about 124.64 before facing some type of rejection and coming back to our current price action and sideways trading for some time. Okay, so Tesla is looking very pensive, and I'm really thinking that the pensive side is due to the overall macroeconomic situation. Okay, so definitely watch out with your Tesla assets. At this point, it would be more of a gamble than it would be a strategy play. Okay, the Tesla bottom we were able to see. You know, we were able to see the upside as well, but not everything is as clear as it was before. So I hope I was able to answer that correctly for you, Paban. Be very careful with this, okay, my brother? So now let's go on and move to Soresen and Angel Eyes for GTII. GTII is looking very similarly to how to how we were looking at COSM. Okay, so I definitely think that it actually joined that family of sideways trading. I actually did release the video that's very much relevant to what we're going to be looking at in tomorrow's price action. So if you want a deeper detail of what GTII is looking at, then please know that that video goes into that detail. Okay, so in this case, the bullish part, the most bullish part, which is what I'm going to start with, is the statistical upside. Okay, so if I do have new viewers, please make sure to hit that like button. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel. Consider joining the RCAP trading community, because we do have lots of good people in that zone, lots of great people there. We're all sharing information all the time. We're all sharing all kinds of experiences and sharing knowledge, more importantly than not. Okay, so consider joining the RCAP trading community. Okay, so let's touch on the statistics. Okay, so for the new viewers, we are looking at volatility here, represented by BBWP, and again our momentum indicator, which has given us a great read as guessing the upside or downside for the asset. Okay, so very, very good things here. Now the upside is just so aggressive here on GTII. The thing is that the immediate short term is not as aggressive for the upside. So this is something that I wish for everybody to kind of keep in mind, and to practice some patience with this, because there are some signals, that are suggesting some sideways, some upside, a little bit of downside, but know that the 3-day statistical average is still suggesting a massive upside continuation. So through a historical test, okay, I've done volatility versus momentum profile here, and this actually has given us an insane metric. I know that a lot of you are already very familiar with what I'm talking about here, but out of a total 11 iterations, we considering the volatility versus momentum profile, guessing the upside, we actually have 7 out of those 11 iterations guessing the upside correctly, which gives us literally an accuracy of 68.63%. With an average upside thrust of a massive 3,200% over the span of about a month. And I know, Samantha, I know that you're still waiting on me to be able to give you that implied. I'm actually just remembering now. I'm actually making a note of it so that I can make sure to follow through with that for you. So Samantha, just know that I haven't forgotten about you. I will try to actually answer that tonight for you as to when that 30-day could be in. Okay, so actually, let's see. This is the firing of the signal on December 15th, and if it's December 15th, wow, we're not. Let's see. December 15th. Oof. I mean, we could potentially be looking at the week of the 16th of January. So if you're there, Samantha, I'm thinking maybe if we're considering the statistical average of 32.25 days, then we're looking at the upside being met by at or around the week of the 16th, possibly Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, right around there. And I think honestly, I mean, we have to keep into consideration that the upside since the signal fired has already been 253.54% to the upside. That's massive. Okay, so that's already a respectable upside, considering that we were looking at it from up here at $5, you know. So this upside was just momentous. Okay, and I did signal a reversal, and it had a lot of conditions, and all of those conditions met despite the fact that we have such little iteration. Okay, this is a gamble. Okay, when we're looking at 11 iterations, that's not too good to consider. Usually we like the best way to do these types of things is to actually look at maybe 70 minimum, 80 minimum. You know, it's best when it's over 100 iterations. That way we have a historical, a true historical value. Okay, so there is still upside that I'm suggesting for GTII, but it's just, I'm telling you, it's just that the short-term time frame is very is very indecisive, and it's just suggesting this continuation, you know, of sideways trading. So this is the cup that I told you guys about. Man, stupid pattern. You guys don't focus too much on these formations, okay? First of all, like formations, I would rather just trust the statistical variable and the variances, but I can't do that because no one would understand me. So if I only give you mathematical value, like, oh man, I don't think I'll be able to have anybody visit me and say hi. So using these as a strategy is actually very compelling. Okay, so using, for example, this, giving us a suggestion of about $9 could be the commencement of that continuation to that 3,000% move to $17 or $18 GTII by, you know, the week of the 16th, which is, again, a very much a statistical variable, not a certainty. Okay, you guys, we are facing some support here from the SMA 10. This looks like it can recover and make that upside soon. Okay, but we need to keep in mind our momentum as well. Okay, so in this case, let's just take a look at momentum real fast, because I think everything here was still sideways for the immediate short term to Okay, so yeah, we have an immediate downside actually for, this is going to be fast, followed by a continuation to sideways. Okay, so now if we do have that downside continuation, I can give you a target right now. And I think I did actually talk about this on the last day of trading on, when was it? I think it was Thursday or Friday, the 30th. So the supports that are very, very relevant in this case, we also used it on the last trading day. It's going to be the 2-spot 272, 137, and the lowest point, which would actually be about $1.29. Okay, so we do have 137 to $1.39 as a very relevant form of support. First of all, right now we're at a very strong area of support. We have the 2-spot 618 at 145 and the SMA 10. Okay, so there's a lot of support within this area. If I'm able to see a downside, it would likely be in this area, similar to this candle that happened on the last trading day of 2022, followed by a recovery and then trading sideways again. Now, you'll know when we invalidate our cup and handle based on the candle prints being too many. Right, so in this case, I was only implying this. It doesn't mean that this would actually follow this. It just, it could have been that. So I just, it doesn't matter how that is. I'm just implying that there is the potential of a handle to the cup. Okay, so now as far as that $9 target, a lot of people have questions about that. I'm not saying that, oh, you say $17 then, and then you say $9 here, guys. It's because I'm looking at several I don't even know how to word it. I'm looking at a formation analysis. I'm looking at mathematical analysis, and they're all coming up with different metrics. So we have to take them into account because that's how trading is. Trading is random. Okay, this is the only reason that you're able to see me knock out these targets day in and day out is because I'm using psychology as a metric as well. So if the trade usually takes the price action to the 618 mean and we're near it, the chances are is that it's probably going to go there. So it's not that I have a crystal ball or nothing like that. It's just because I'm using psychology as a validator of the upside continuation that I'm getting from a formation or a mathematical value. Okay, so that's how we're able to see it, guys. It's really not that difficult. Until you gain clarity and you put in the time in the charts, you'll see that as clear as I do. Just like I know plenty of pros who do as well. And yeah, I completely agree, Samantha. It's definitely a good variance for us to include. So yeah, definitely know that we do have an immediate short-term downside. Just like I said, we're going to be looking at that support bottom, this right in here between the area of 137 and 129, followed by a continuation of sideways trading until we do satisfy that somehow. Okay, you guys, GTII is still looking good nonetheless. I am very, very much excited over the statistical side as it is continuing on our implied path, and it's still in plan. Okay, so yeah, like I said, January, the week of January 16th would be essentially when the signal has officially met its target, 32 and a quarter days to be precise. Okay, you guys, so that's it for GTII. Let's go ahead and now move on to the next symbol. Okay, so that's going to be for Don Gilbert. Don Gilbert, please send me a hello or something. I want to know that you're still in there before we jump in to CEI. Okay, is there anybody that's still in CEI? No, Sorrison, thank you. I really appreciate that. It's definitely going to go very well to the family here. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate everyone donating. You guys, thank you so much. Yes, Angel Eyes, of course. Very, very important to touch on these targets, of course. A lot of people want to know about what's happening with GTII, as there is just this like sideways trading. And before I move on, actually, just one more thing regarding that. Look at this. I mentioned it in the video, but I just want to point it out here for you guys. The sideways trading is very much in accordance with this massive 3-day spinning top doji. Like I said, candle analysis is usually something that I'll focus in on a higher term time frame, okay? As it starts to get a little shaky when you start to look at candles in a shorter time frame. There's a lot more grain and there's a lot more price action within the shorter term time frame. So that means that the candle analysis wouldn't be as sufficient, you know, so you would need to combine it with several other metrics, maybe momentum, maybe a trend indicator, maybe volatility, and along with your discretionary side, right? Because pretty much that's pretty much what candle analysis is. It's a bunch of signals, and it's mostly discretionary. So if you can put it together, then maybe that'll happen. But that's how I was able to get GTII's bottom. I used it because of candles, you know, I mean also because of relevant demand zones and stuff like that. But like I said, you combine it with things. All right, so don't hold it against me too hard. Okay, so let me go ahead and now pull up. Did Don Gilbert ever get back to me over here? Don Gilbert, where are you? You know what? I may actually is there anybody in CEI? Are you losing? Are you winning? What is happening with CEI, you guys? I know I said that there was going to be a massive downside, of which I think already happened. So please let me know, chat. Are you guys in CEI and have you lost a bunch of money? I don't want to hear that, but I actually do. So please let me know if you have. Don Gilbert, if you're still in the chat, let me know. So everybody, type in Don on the chat. Say, Don, where you at, Don? Don Gilbert, where you at? My music teacher in high school used to say, brother is going to be late to his own funeral. Because I was late all the time. Oh, my goodness. Well, guys, I don't think Don is around. You know what? Don, I see you. All right, let's look at CEI. Oh, my goodness. Don Gilbert coming through hot in the chat. I see you there. All right, so yes, man, CEI. I remember I last spoke about it like a week ago or 2 weeks ago maybe, and I did see a potential bottom of which we actually surpassed. Okay, let's see what's going on with CEI. Other than sideways trading on the daily, my goodness, look at that, it's flatlining. It's not a. Oh, wow. Okay, so actually, let me open up the 8-hour chart because I'm looking at something now that I was reminded of this just a few days ago, actually. Let me make an adjustment to this falling wedge, and just know that falling wedges usually do present a bullish outlook. Okay, so I want to just make sure that we are facing some type of reversal signal soon, because sometimes the falling wedges they won't go to the upside. They'll only suggest a continuation, meaning no more downside. So sometimes that could be a very dangerous thing to look at. And as far as actually, let me look at it in the 4-hour. and see what we have here. Okay, so as I think that this triangle may be forming itself in a shorter time frame. Okay, so this looks like it may have been a false test of the of the newly converted resistance into support, which can only entail a possibility of coming back to test that newly converted resistance into support. Okay, so let's just make sure. Let's just make sure. Okay, hold on. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's trying to just focus in on a continuation. Okay, and it is suggesting some sideways trading, very, very slightly bullish. But please notice that we're still below the 14-day moving average, okay? The 14-day moving average has to be crossed in order for us to continue to the upside. Now, another thing to notice is I always remind everybody about this, Don. Notice the position that the RSI signal is in. The RSI signal line being the purple line, okay? Other than the fact that we're below the 14-day moving average, we are at the very deep areas of the bear strength percentile. Okay, so I've reminded several times, when we're in this area down, let me just make that real big like that. When we're down here, we can face a continuation to the downside. Okay, now there's a risk of that because we do have that moving average as a form of resistance. Okay, now let's look at some immediate short-term time frames to see if there's any edge that we can get. Okay, so hourly suggesting upside, and the 30-minute more than likely suggesting upside as well. Okay, now I want to know if we're going to continue to the downside though, but remember that we're looking at this sideways trading nonsense in the upper term time frames. Even the 5-day is suggesting sideways. Okay, so CEI is yet again very pensive, and macro wise is slightly bearish. Okay, so if the exit time for this is coming, it would actually be soon to remove risk from the table. Okay, so it potentially found, what I'm trying to say is that it potentially found the bottom already, and it's going to be trading a range between about 186 and $2.02. I'm sorry, 186, and actually to be clear, it would be 219. So it would be trading around this range for a while. So the reason why I'm saying this is because it looks like it's very pensive. It's waiting for some type of catalyst, or is waiting for maybe it's waiting for the Fed. You know, it's like Tesla is. You know, there's a lot of this sideways suggestion. Remember, we just went over GTII and COSM and Tesla, and they were all suggesting some type of sideways trading, indecision type of thing. We have to keep in mind these types of things. Okay. So, I mean, if you put way too much in CEI, let's just look to see where the recovery can be, because I think that recovery may actually be tomorrow. And in that area, we can see, let me see the daily candle. Yeah, I can potentially use the daily candle. I wish this wick for this hammer candle at the bottom of this huge downtrend, I really wish that this had a lower wick, because then I could give you a confirmation for a continuation to the upside. But we are getting a slight bullish outlook. Okay, so now the particular bullish outlook that I'm giving you is per the 30-minute and the hourly, suggesting a continuation to the upside pretty aggressively. Okay, so that aggressive upside we're gonna figure out right now. So let's just load up the daily and now take a Fibonacci retracement from the swing high of the day to the swing low, and this way we can get an implied target. I do remember mentioning that the 1.618 at about $2.16 to $2.19 could be a likely area for us to reach in the immediate short term. Okay, so now hold on just a sec. I want to make sure that I'm seeing this right. Okay, and it's also very much in confluence with the descending broadening wedge, this resistance line here. Now that it's a resistance, it used to be a support, right? So you want to, if you're going to look out for a target to remove risk, Definitely an area to consider would be between the one spot 618 at about $2.16 to about the two spot 272 at 229. Okay, so that can be an area of interest in the immediate short term, followed by a continuation to the downside, testing our current lows, and then sideways trading for some time. Okay, so we may be bouncing around this area for a bit. Okay, so know that you can remove some risk out of the table between that area, Don. So I'm looking at 216 to about 229. Always remember not to take the upper side of things. And if you are considering 229, maybe consider 227, 225, so that the people who are looking to get out of the trade and looking to actually remove risk out of the table, they'll actually do it just shy of this right here, using people like you and somebody else as liquidity. Okay, so definitely take profit a little bit earlier, and then everything, you can survive for the next trading day at a minimal loss. But of course, it's relevant, meaning that if you put a lot of money and the price action goes down just 10 cents or something, it's a massive loss. So in this case, I am looking at some type of recovery within this section, okay? So I do hope that I have answered those corrections. Okay, so Don, it's 423. If you're down at 423, my goodness, I would only remove risk. I wouldn't liquidate. Okay, and the reason why I say this is that if you can save some type of capital, sometimes the best thing to do, honestly, is actually just take the loss and make sure to just go on to the next play, right? But if it is kind of hitting you hard, then I would just remove 30-40% of the risk or whatever, and save that risk, and know that you're going to be losing at a slower pace instead of how fast you're losing at the current moment. Okay, so this is sometimes people strategically wait for little upside ticks to remove some of that risk. You know what I mean? $4.23 is kind of a ways away, and I don't think that we would be hitting that at least until, let's see if I can even get the monthly to read anything, because CEI doesn't have that much data. Okay, so let's look at the bi-weekly. Bi-weekly also doesn't have any data. Let's see the weekly chart. Okay, so the weekly chart has a little bit of information, but let me just verify that one more time. Oh my goodness, is it really down here? Interesting. It couldn't get more sideways than that, guys. My goodness. Yeah, this is it's looking like a stale cat. You know what I mean? So this is I don't see it likely that it can actually reach the $4.23 zone for I'm talking about months and months. Okay, so that you would actually have to rely on the upticks to take some of that risk off of the table. Okay, be very careful with this, Don. But sometimes the best way is to just take that massive loss, right? As it's not easy to say that, right? And it's not the best thing here, but there is a point of recovery tomorrow. So maybe consider that. Okay, so yeah, please, if you have any questions, you can always send me a DM or an email. Don, if my email is actually located on the about section of my profile of my YouTube channel, and you'll see it there. It's Arca Bulls. Okay, and I don't want to say it out loud because I've already said that I'm not going to be giving you my contact information first, as there's a lot of copycats and a lot of imposters of Arca. Okay, so I'm trying my best to report as many as I can. There's even a report section in the Discord and stuff, but they're just so many Arca imposters are accumulating by the day. All right, so guys, let me take a little sip of water because I'm starting to lose my voice up in here. Everybody, thank you so much for sticking around. Still over 100 viewers. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, so that we can continue doing these live streams and bringing more and more people into here. You guys, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by, and thank you for all of you who have donated thus far. Really appreciate that, you guys. All right, only one Arca. Yes, it is. I may have to change my name to Orca, you guys. What if NYSC Arca sues me? What if the New York Stock Exchange sues me? What if that's the problem? Keith Munster, we're going to be looking at CRTD now. Oh my goodness. Don't let them sue me. Zephram, protect me. All right, so let's go ahead and now move on to CRTD. I do have some supply and demand zones right here that we have been looking at and are very much relevant to the price action, particular to the immediate short-term time frame. Things are looking pretty good. Very, very good candle down here. This is a huge inverted hammer, and that usually presents an upside continuation. And this following candle is also the validator for that. Now, Cody, no, MULN is next after this one. So, yes, actually, MULN is literally right after CRTD. All right, so, guys, I'm telling you that sometimes the candle analysis doesn't work out too well when we're looking at shorter term time frames because, you know, the likelihood of, or actually the hit rate is lesser, right, in shorter term. But the 4 hour is still okay. You know, I'd rather the daily. I'd rather the 12 hour. So now, with that said, this candle here is absolutely a continuation candle. And please also remember that we're still hovering around this demand zone. Okay, so I've actually looked at this demand zone from literally from when we were right up here. So I said that we were likely to come back down, and I have a few demand zones to look at. I know that the bottom one is a little too low, but we have to keep it in consideration no matter what. Okay, so that's why we look at the macro, we look at the daily, we look at the upper term time frame so that we can gauge this type of accumulation. Yes, Don, absolutely. I do. I am looking at a few others. Okay, so definitely keep those in mind, and we'll continue chatting about it. But please, if you do have any questions, reach out. I'll try my best to answer. I've noticed that you're on Twitter as well, so send me a direct message on Twitter, and we can always talk there as well, Don. I want to make sure that you don't feel like I'm ignoring you or anything like that. It's just there's a lot of people reaching out to me, and it's very hard for me to keep track of all these messages coming in, and I really appreciate it. But trust me, my narrative here is really to try to just help out retail. Most of these trades I'm not even trading. I just want to be right. Because the puzzle pieces are so fun to accumulate and to gather and to put together. You know, sometimes I forget to even enter the trade. I'm looking at the price action. I'm like, is it going to do what I'm going to do? Is it going to do what I'm going to say? Is it going to do it? Is it going to do it? And in that anticipation, the price action happens, and I'm like, oh, it happened, and I forgot to go into the trade. You know, so I really do enjoy the practice. So it really is so much fun. Okay, so now let's look at momentum for CRTD, as I do believe that there could be a continuation to the upside based on that candle structure. Okay, so let's load up the RSI analysis on this. Yes, Hound, it absolutely is a labor of love. And Cal L, you couldn't have said it my better, bro. I am trying to pull from my brother. Don is a good guy. He's given me some advice as to how to carry on the analysis, and I have used some of that advice, and it has helped. All right. He said to me, maybe try to say the date a couple times or the day that you're trading in. And I'm like, that's right, Don. I was thinking to myself, you know, I never say what day we're on. So a few moments of revelations there. I'm sorry, you know what I mean. Anyway, back to Keith. Okay, so we are looking at sideways trading in almost right away. Okay, so the good thing is here is that we do have the 14-day moving average below us. Okay, we're right at the junction between bear weakness and the bear weakness. Okay, right at that junction, which usually means a continuation to the upside, but it may be slow since it is very neutral. Okay, bi-hourly very neutral. We also have the 6-hour neutral. And let me look at the daily, actually. Let's see if it has enough. Man, still neutral. Honestly, man, this is why I didn't make another video on CRTD, is because it's literally taking forever to make this move. It's still very much pensive. Here's another example, guys. Here's another example of what I just mentioned regarding COSM, GTII, regarding Tesla, Several tickers are giving us this sideways nonsense, and I'm telling you, it's potentially because of the broader markets. Everything is pensive because of our man Jerome Powell. You know what I mean? He's essentially going to bring in the winners or the losers. You know, so we're looking at this just dreadful sideways trading. I mean, we can load up. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Let's load up DBSI and see if it's actually reading something algorithmically that we're not looking at, you know, with our discretionary side of trading. So let's see here. We are Keith, look at this, man. Look at what DBSI is telling us. 50-50. My goodness. I'm not kidding when I'm not kidding when I say, my bro, that like this is the most unbiased. Like this thing is. Hold on, man. Let's see if we can actually gain an edge another way, because. And I hope this is not the way, because we're at resistance here. But that only means that we can actually retrace back down to the 618 at 60 cents before a continuation onto the upside. But this is nuts. I can't, but I'm having a hard time believing this. Okay, so if we're looking at this in another perspective, in another formation, because we did notice that I actually did say this in one of my videos, that we had everything pointing to the upside, but we may face a bull trap, right? So, which we did, based on this inverted head and shoulders, which I tell you guys, you know, anything that's not a triangle like this, where it has an actual hypotenuse, everything is gonna be just sentiment based and psychologically based. Okay, so if you're looking at a formation like a cup and handle, it's only sentiment. Okay, so but when you're looking at a triangle like this, then it does have a mathematical property alongside the psychological properties. Okay, so it's important to notice these things and to factor in the probabilities. I don't know the probabilities of an ascending triangle in CRTD on the 4-hour particularly, because I haven't tested this formation throughout this time frame. Okay, so but what I do know is that typically this formation tends to break out at about 70 to 75% of the triangle's apex. Okay, so if that's the case, then we broke out at about 70%, and this candle, this flat, tiny little candle here on December 30th, literally the last 4-hour iteration, could be the first candle, you know, that's going to lead us to the downside. Now, if it is going to be the downside here, we can take a trend line from the top of the triangle down to the hypotenuse, right? And in this case, we can then apply it to the point of breakout, which could be potentially where we are now. And then we could see that there's direct confluence with the bottom side of the target that we have here at 36 cents, which is also this candle here, the low of this candle. And we have used it as support here, resistance here. So, it's an inflection point. Okay, so I know that these ascending triangles also have the upside probability as well, but please know that I'm basing this on the most discretionary level that I could ever face this. Okay, this is suggesting, the upside is suggesting right in between the 4.236 and the 4.618. So if we're going to Yoda zone our way to the 4.618, we really need some type of catalyst to face this. But as of now, if I'm giving you just based on vision, not on momentum, not on indicators, not on anything, Keith, I'm actually just looking at this just based on raw price action. Okay, I don't care about volume, I don't care about nothing. Actually, it does meet, oh man, it actually does meet the volume profile too for a triangle. It is descending volume, so we broke out already, and it looks like we're already facing resistance, and we failed it once, and this could be the second resistance touch, followed by a continuation to the downside, and that's very discretionary. Okay, so if you're in profits in this, I'm not a financial advisor again, you guys, but consider taking profits now. And and maybe waiting for a better entry, as there could be one. Okay, so since the sentiment looks like it's a little at a loss here, but if GTII continues on to the upside, it'll certainly push CRTD into thinking that people are going to miss the opportunity, because please know that the psychological component within the price action of CRTD lays in the value. We're at 67 cents. Where's GTII? You know what I mean? GTII is in the, what, $2 region or something? I forgot where it's even at. Let's go ahead and take a look. So it looks like GTII is at $1.46 right now, and recently retraced from $2.03. So know that that is a psychological component that people are paying attention to, okay? It's going to be cheaper for them to buy this asset at 61 cents or 67 cents than to buy something that's already inflated like GTII, okay? So this can face some upside as well, as long as GTII makes that upside, okay? But since GTII is continuing that sideways action, this increases fear onto the next ticker that should supposedly be following in tandem. Okay, so in this case, I would practice extreme caution with what's happening with CRTD, okay? I hope that I did answer that correctly for you. So now let's go ahead and move on to ticker symbol MULN, as I am absolutely looking for some massive upside for that one, okay, you guys? I'm very excited for MULN stock, and that is one that I've actually presented to you guys as a video, which already has a massive amount of views. I think it's already at about 3,000 views. I'm not used to that, you guys, okay? So just know that I remember that I've actually only loaded my first video into YouTube just a little over 2 months ago. so all that is very, very new to me, okay? So yeah, for MULN, okay, so let's go ahead and just look at a couple things here. So we're going to look at the statistical side of the analysis first, as that is just where I imagine that many people have the most interest into, okay? So this upside continuation may be facing its end, and I'm talking about with the price action following up in the next maybe 2 to 3 trading days, okay? So, and I'm saying that because based on the positioning of the momentum indicator, which is already at about 84%, and that's already entering the oversold percentile. And if you can look at historical metrics, we still have some upside to go. And let's just see how high we can go, particularly to the 12-hour time frame, okay? Yeah, so let's just make a trend line here at our current position of about 84%. And take a look at other iterations, okay? So yeah, we still have some space to go based on this iteration here on June 20th, which we went up all the way to about 97%. So there's still, that's why I'm saying maybe another few more days of upside before a rejection. And I am still actually suggesting, if we don't complete the 172% move to the upside, it's okay, because why? We've already faced, let's see how much of that upside has already been achieved. So we have already achieved at about 42.28% of that upside, which is respectable, you know, considering it's a 172% move to the upside. Remember that these are statistical metrics; they're not certainties. Okay, so if we do continue on to the upside, there are a few things signaling the potential of a touch. The daily is suggesting massive upside. Okay, so let's see. I can already see that our first target is for sure going to be our current highs here. Not this one just yet. I'm actually favoring this one here. So it would be about 34.10, 34.11, and that could be in the following days, as we still have several drives accumulating of bullish divergence. So this is hidden bullish divergence, and we're still looking very good. Sorry, regular bullish divergence. So that upside is still continuing. We have used this support box as a point of reference and support, and now it looks like the price action looks like it wants to continue to the upside. So if I'm going to give you another target. Okay, so if I'm looking at another target, it would be sentiment wanting to close this tiny gap here that was made between October 31st and about November 1st. Okay, so there is the likelihood to where we can see a resistance touch in the following days at about 45 cents to about 47 cents. Okay, that would be the gap. Now the upside suggestion from the RSI is continuing, and now we're approaching that deep area of the bull weakness percentile, which only means that a gravitational pull into bull strength is likely. Moving averages below us, very good stuff. Okay, so let's look at the 8-hour here and see what we have. The 8-hour suggesting some downside. Hold on just a sec. 4-hour suggesting some downside. And let's see the hourly. Okay, so there could be tomorrow. Let me see the 12-hour. And a day. Okay, so the recovery may not happen until the following day. I'm talking about Wednesday. Okay, so we may actually face a downside tomorrow, and those targets are likely to be to retest this accumulation point. So we can actually see a touch of about 26.56 between 26 and between 26 and 27 cents would be the loading area before a continuation to the upside. So I'm saying like we're likely to come for a short pullback, give some other people some opportunity to load up between the area of 26 and 27 cents before that continuation on to the upside. So Mark, you're looking at 28.25. What's 28.25? Let me see. 28.25 is midway the current candle. Oh, sorry, you were talking to somebody else over there. Sorry. So, yeah, so please notice that we may actually come back to that 26, 27 cent zone as a point for other people to gain a long entry here and then reaccumulate for that thrust or continuation to the upside. And I'm telling you the continuation to the upside based on the daily time frame. Okay, the daily time frame still suggesting upside, and look at the 12-hour. The 12-hour is suggesting pullback. Okay, so the recovery is going to happen till the daily time frame is in play. Okay, so buy daily, let's look at it just for kicks and giggles. Still upside on the buy daily, still upside on the 3-day. And starting the weekend on the 5th day, let's see the weekly. The weekly still suggesting upside. Bi-weekly suggesting upside as well. And the monthly is sideways. Okay, so this is going to be, aside from tomorrow, this can be a multi-day continuation to the upside, which leads me to believe that the statistical metric may actually play out to about 172%, which can happen over days. Okay, so this is not a fast thing. Unless we do face impulsive moves like these candles here or these here, then yes, we can fulfill this. Okay, but that would likely happen with a catalyst. So in this case, we can actually, see that pull back to 26, 27 cents, continue on to the upside to test our first day at about 34.11, sorry, our second day at about 34.11. We can come back and test our highs at about 30 cents before continuing on to the upside and beyond. Okay, the 172 spot, 12% to the upside indicates price target of about 58 cents and our overall high from October. Okay, so that is it for MULN. That's what I'm looking at, you guys. So, you guys, I am losing my voice. I have time for maybe one more ticker, and I know that I actually got a request for FFIE. I do apologize, but I have to get to my toddler as it's getting very late. But that doesn't mean I can't cover it tomorrow, because I plan on being live tomorrow too, you guys, if all goes well. But let me just take a sip of water because my voice is for sure being silly. Mark Roach, remind me, because I actually may send you some images too, my bro. It doesn't have to be here. Okay, so yeah, let's move on to FFIE. Okay, I think I have a bunch of loads of FFIE. Is anybody still an FFIE? Oh, code red for life. CLNV is actually something that I released the video on this just about a day or two ago. Okay, definitely check out that video that I put up. It's It's already on my YouTube. Okay, so check that out because there's a lot of information there that you may want to check out. All right, you guys. So FFIE, I do have loads on it. Thank goodness. Okay, so so man, we're still using that loading zone that we talked about, huh? Okay. All right, so my bottom line support obviously was between the 22 cent and 24 cent. Okay, this is a dangerous ticker at this point, you guys, because we're getting very close to the broadening descending wedge bottom. Okay, which is I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that it. And actually, you know what? Let me make an adjustment to this because there looks like there is a secondary low to keep in mind. My goodness, and I hope that's not it. I'm gonna look into this deeper, okay, you guys. But that doesn't mean I'm not gonna give you my opinion now. But there could be an indication of a continuation to the downside. We are facing some sideways trading here, and actually, I can show you that it is sideways. Let me go ahead and open up the settings to the RSI. Let me pull up the style, and then you'll look at the. I'm gonna dim the bear line. Okay, so this is the. Let's see. This is the bearish band. So take a look at the RSI signal. See how sideways it is, giving us that same sideways suggestion as the other tickers as well. Okay, so this is yeah, no problem, Code. I got you, man. Yeah, so this is still suggesting that sideways trading. Let's look at the 12-hour. 12-hour sideways, slightly bearish. Man, 8-hour, slightly bullish, slightly bearish sideways. Man, guys, we're not getting too much of a bias for the larger term, but there could be an upside continuation in the immediate short term. So if we do have upside in the immediate short term, I can then give you some type of target. Okay, so this upside suggestion could actually lead to actually a few targets, given that we are able to make that upside. Hold on, let's see. First of all, we can actually see the resistance and take profit zone between 30 cents and about 31 cents. So 30 and 31 cents would be a likely area for resistance, and this is likely to live out really fast. Okay, these are the very short-term time frames. If we're looking at the hourly, let me draw a fib for that for you, and then we can actually see where we can land. Okay, so wow. The hourly is okay. Notice the price action first, okay? Notice the price action, how it's making a series of higher lows and lower lows. Okay, so that means that in a sense we are finding a type of linear regression. Okay, so or a trend. See, so this is why I'm telling you that this target here is very likely between the areas of 30 and 31 cents. Okay, based on a regression. Okay, so if you are long this position, I would highly recommend maybe taking your profits out soon, because this seems like it may actually continue to the downside. Okay, the price action is the clear indicator that this resistance zone will be the last time that we can touch it. Maybe tomorrow, and then we would start to look at some lower targets at the point to where we would officially make the 0.618 into a form of resistance, which would then actually, after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours of trading, we would then now have for sure the resistance of the 0.618. Okay, so we can face some upside, immediate recovery, but then we're going to be facing sideways and sideways and sideways to potentially using this trend here as a form of a psychological component and continuing to the downside. Okay, you guys, so there's a lot of danger within the markets right now, and I think that when we're facing these types of macroeconomic catalysts like the Fed, it's sometimes better for us to stay cash or keep the dry powder on the side for us to consider a better position after that. Okay, so I usually say this, you guys. So no, keep those dates in mind. I don't have the dates for the Fed just yet, but I will get back to you on those. But leading up to the Fed meet, we are going. We can potentially see rally into that, and it's going to fake a lot of people out thinking that that's the Christmas rally, a late Christmas rally, right? So know that we can face a rally soon, but upon the news release of the Fed, I would not consider any positions open, okay? Unless you're absolutely sure and you're Jerome Powell and you're saying we're going to go up 50 bips, then then do so. But what if the guy comes back with 75 bips? Then what are we going to do? Man, this thing is going to capitulate all the way to the core of the earth. All right, you guys. So that is going to do it for tonight, you guys. Guys, please, if you're on your way out, make sure to hit that like button. Okay, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate everybody stopping by today. This was an incredible live, very healthy times, very informative times. I hope that I was able to entertain you with my pole dancing very nicely. So, you guys, my moderators, Hound, I appreciate you. Samantha, Cal, I really appreciate you guys for stopping by. Key, I know that you've been mentioning that DBMM, man. Please remind me once again. I'm so sorry that we keep on missing that, man. Zephram, have a very good night, my bro. CJ, thank you for stopping by. Cody Bauer, always a pleasure to have you. Mark Roach, we'll look at that ticker. Please send me a DM and we'll look at that stuff, okay, you guys? So, Angel Eyes, if you're still in here, have a very good night. Dawn, have a very good night, okay, you guys? But with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team.